I didn't realize I was losing time. Not in one big moment, not with a warning, not with a goodbye. I lost it the way most people do. Quietly, carelessly, slowly. One missed call, then another, a message I read while busy, a name on my screen I promised myself I'd respond to later. Later always felt safe. Later felt endless, like time would wait for me. I never thought later could run out. I never thought silence could grow teeth. My parents never complained, not once. They never said, "You don't call enough." They never said, "You forgot about us." They never asked, "Why are you always busy?" They just smiled. They just said, "It's okay." They just said, "I'm fine." And I believed them, because believing them was easier than stopping my life to really listen. Believing them meant I didn't have to feel guilty. Believing them meant I could keep going. I thought love understood silence. I thought they knew I was tired. I thought they knew I was busy. I thought they knew I cared. I didn't understand something then. Parents don't complain because they don't want to be a burden. They don't ask because they're afraid the answer will hurt. They don't remind you because they already spent a lifetime reminding themselves that loving you was enough. I didn't know that every unanswered call sat with them longer than it sat with me. For me, it was a vibration, a notification, a glance. For them, it was hope. I didn't know they stared at their phone the way I stare at mine now, waiting, hoping, telling themselves, maybe they're busy, maybe later, maybe tomorrow. I didn't know they practiced conversations in their head, what they'd say if I called, what questions they'd ask, what jokes they'd make, conversations that never happened. They never asked for much, not money, not gifts, not favors. They didn't want grand gestures. They wanted something smaller, something deeper, a voice, just a voice, a few minutes where they weren't alone in their thoughts, just proof that they still mattered in the life they once built with their own hands. I told myself stories. I told myself, they're strong. They've lived their whole lives. They're used to being alone. They don't need me like they used to. But I was wrong. They never stopped needing me. They just stopped saying it out loud. Because parents learn early that loving quietly hurts less. One day I noticed something strange. The calls stopped coming. At first, I felt relieved. I didn't admit it, but I did. No missed calls. No guilt. No reminders. I told myself, good, they're busy. They're okay. They don't need me. But silence has a way of changing shape. At first it feels light. Then it gets heavier. Then it gets familiar. Then it gets permanent. Days passed. Then weeks. Then a space formed where their voice used to be. I called back. No answer. I waited. I called again. Still nothing. I told myself, I'll try again later. But later didn't come. Later disappeared. Later betrayed me. Now my phone feels heavier than it ever did before, not because it rings, but because it doesn't. I scroll through old messages, old call logs, old voicemails. I listen to their voice just to remember what it felt like to be missed, what it felt like to be someone's entire world. I replay their laughter, their advice, their simple questions. How are you? Did you eat? Are you okay? Questions I once rushed through, questions I now pray to hear again. I wish I had known that I'm fine sometimes means I'm waiting, waiting without asking, waiting without demanding, waiting quietly so you don't feel guilty. I wish I had known that parents don't beg. They protect you even from their loneliness. They protect you even when it costs them everything. I wish I had known that one day the phone would stop ringing, not slowly, not gently, but forever, and the silence would finally become loud enough to break me. There are moments now when I reach for my phone without thinking, moments when something good happens, moments when something hurts, and then I remember there's no one to call, no one waiting, no one saying, I'm here. That's when regret becomes physical. It sits in your chest, in your throat. It makes breathing harder. If you are listening to this and your parents are still alive, please hear me. Please don't wait. Don't wait until you have time. Don't wait until life slows down. It never does. Don't wait for a sign. Don't wait for regret to teach you what presence means. Call them while their phone can still light up. Call them while their voice can still say your name. Because one day, You will be willing to give everything you own just to hear them say, hello, and the phone will stay quiet forever.